Okay, so the question is how many fretboards we got here. We're actually looking at, now this wasn't really part of a fretboard. This is an extra note here, but it is. It's part of the playboard here. It's part of the patch board up here. So the 3 fretboards are right here. Fretboard 1, 28 fretboard long. This is the center of attention here. This is the backbone. You know what I'm saying? This is the spinal nerve, whatever you call it, the nerve cord. And back here we've got one side and the other side of the body of the chart. So that's how it's going to be played. So sure, here's our C, but we know that we can play that A. We can start the A shape without, without going, over to way over like in the other chart here. If I wanted to play the A shape from the C shape here, hey, I want to do an A shape. I want to do the long A. Remember, it's right next to each other, with caged, with these, even with these tripentatonics. Oh, I gotta go way over here. So that's why, chart 206 takes care of that. It's called 28 fret 3-tier fretboard, long and short patterns, play away. 3 tiers. Here's your 3 fretboards. So, hypothetically, what are you going to be looking at when you're playing? The best thing you're going to have is just this fretboard, the fretboard that you're playing. But the point is, when we're going to the A shape long, we're going to play the long A shape pattern. So let's just look at the fretboard now. Now we're past the C zone here. All right, we're past the C zone, and now we're in the long pattern zone where we would normally start an A-shaped C. Okay, so we're going to play at a full X3 XL, and then we're going to go right into an S4L right here. This is the A shape, starts on the 5. Sorry if it's hard to read there, but that was just a little note for myself. But you should be just thinking X3 XL, it's 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go right into that S4L and just run out of strings there. So again, let's review what we're going to play. Is an X3 XL, and we're going to go right into an S4L. The only thing we got to worry about is shape fitting with the 4 and the 7 here. We're still on the bottom 4 strings here. So 4 is going to go to 7. 5 goes to root. 1, 2, 3, 4. Root goes to 4. Now is 4 going to go to 7? That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. Let's go over to the pattern for a second. Alright, so we've got our S3XL, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Now 5 is going to go to root, 6 is going to go to 2, but 4 is going to go to 7, but the pattern goes that way. So what's above 4? A B flat. Okay, there we go. So apparently we've kind of stumbled onto something interesting, but I don't know if it's worth chasing down. These situations usually resolve themselves. Nevertheless, let's just play away. Here's 6. It's all lined up. Here's 6 goes to 7 on one of these side bone fretboards here. So here's our 6. Here's our 7. I don't like to warp over patterns. See, that's the thing. I'm trying to do us a favor, just to keep in mind that this pattern is going to go over here. So it's kind of a play away pattern, right? Sometimes I'd rather just put patterns, without warping them over. And all you notice, this isn't going to warp over either. I don't draw the patches warped over. Otherwise, we'd get something like this. I've done this in the past. I've warped over the patterns, or the patches, whatever you want to call them, and they end up looking something like that. And you can't tell it's saying S4L anymore. So here's our pattern: S3XL into an S4L. Now let's go back to our main fretboard here. So right here, we're simply going to start on 5 here. Alright, so our S4L actually was shape fitted 4 to 7. That sounded cool. So we've got it shape fitted like that. So yeah, that's an augmented. That 4 to 7 is an augmented fourth. So keep in mind, in this, with the string shapes and with the natural scale, from the 4th, when we're going to the 7th, it's an augmented 7th. That solves a little difficulty there, didn't it? So that's why it's shape fitted where it's at like that. And that is our A shape. So we played it, and we played it from the fret nut. So we've got a rule of thumb here. Wherever you have, with the exception of C, with the exception of the C box, we could still play along from the C. But wherever you're going to play a long pattern, the purpose of the long patterns is to be able to play off the fret nut. So we can also look at it in the keys that they're at. Now I know I was going to do something easy, and now I'm not going to do something easy. What are we doing here? In the keys that they're at is this guy right here, and I can't zoom in on him, but I can kind of maybe just put him here. Okay, in the keys that we're at. So let's say down here we have I guess it would be down here, it would be E shape. The purpose of the long patterns is to be able to play these long patterns from here, from the fret nut. So E would be middle. E always starts on root. If you don't know where to start the pattern, think what scale degree it is, like that. Okay. I'd rather not do these, but it suffices to say these are the long patterns, okay? It suffices to, because I know we're going to get in trouble if we do too much of this. Here's an X3XL here. Here's a full X3XL. This one starts on root. Notice root's the middle member, the middle string of the X3XL pattern. So if you don't know where to start the pattern, because in long patterns we're just going S3XL, S4L, X3XL, S4L. No mercy. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of C, which has a single string shape on top, and there might be one other. So we've got to deal with patterns off the board here. Here's your X3XL here. D indeed has a string shape on the bottom there. Now that's interesting. Let's look at Andy's backyard. Yeah, okay, so indeed the D long pattern, which I'll just outline it right here. Here's our D long pattern. Okay, now keep in mind D short pattern's way down here now on the bottom part of this side bone fretboard here. So here's your D, and it goes into the C pattern. Notice the long pattern is as long, almost as long, but no longer than the two short cage boxes, short pattern cage boxes. Let's look at that. So we're going to play the short pattern.